Hi, my name is Kate Strong. I help individuals and corporations to remove the glass ceiling off their potential so they can live a thriving and sustainable life. And I built that off when I had a wake-up call about 10 years ago when I realized that I was living like the tick box of society. You know, I had a job, I had a boyfriend, I had a house, yet what was missing was a passion in me, and realizing that maybe I had something bigger in myself than the life I was currently living. So one day I decided to step up and see how far I could go.
Vegan role model Kate Strong is a living example that anyone can be ordinary and extraordinary in the same breath. Her down-to-earth attitude is coupled with high-altitude goals and dreams. As a triathlete, mentor, and entrepreneur, Kate takes on the mindset of use your talents to empower yourself, be independent, then help others do the same. Not only does Kate talk the talk, but she also walks the walk, with a gold medal finish at the Weihai ITU Long Distance Triathlon World Championships in 2014. Kate's story is inspiring, but what makes her achievement amazing is that Kate only started training 14 months prior to setting her goal as a world champion. Her teaching methods are not about being the best, and Kate's measurement of success is seen from a unique perspective.
Our mission needs to be uniquely ourselves, because if I was to tell you to do something, then I think that I'm better than you, ultimately. I know what's best for everybody. So we need to really connect our minds, we need to connect our heart, and do what we know is best for ourselves. If we all center ourselves, and if we all look after ourselves, ultimately the world will be a better place, because no one would be ill, no one would be disconnected, no one would be lonely, because we're all, in essence, being selfish. We're centering ourselves. And the more centered and balanced we are, the more we can help and be there for others. What we want is to be seen and heard. We don't need to be fixed. We don't need to be told what to do. We don't need another job title or a promotion. We want someone to say, I value, I see you, and I love you.
Kate Strong's compassionate values were realized at an early age.
So I think it was when I was about 12 years old. I remember watching television and there was an advert for a charity. And it was the first time I saw pain and suffering. I saw little children with flies in their eyes and they were so tired and dehydrated and malnourished they couldn't even move the flies. And it just profoundly changed me in that moment, that I burst into tears. My father was trying to console me, not understanding fully what had happened. And it was in that moment I realized that if I can't change the world for the positive, my negative impact will be as minimal as possible. And I think that's what really shifted me. And that lens or the filter of the way I saw the world was to see how I can make sure that I leave other people feeling better or helping the world thereafter. And that continued throughout my life.
Conscious-hearted viewers, we will take a moment to pray for the less fortunate, so their lives may be lifted to an abundant and heavenly way of life. Please stay tuned for these important messages right here on Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our show. Through her personal experiences and passion to create a better world, Kate Strong explains her workshops, theories, and values.
I suppose if I was going to tag myself, it'd be that every being thrives. I truly believe that we can all live an abundant life whilst also leaving the world a better place, both environmentally, socially, and economically. So by living my life that every being thrives, it's important for me to vocalize how to do that. So I'm not here to judge you and where you are in your journey. I want to bring awareness and consciousness to everyone so that we all know that my actions have a reaction somewhere in the world. There's a ripple effect. Now, I'm doing my best to make sure those ripples are positive, that I leave someone feeling better, or at least reflective on their actions. But I'm not here to judge. So my activism, if you want, isn't to stand outside a room and shout at people who are doing wrong. It's to give them the tools to reflect in why they're doing it and to find out how they can take one step forwards so that they can improve their health, their well-being, their situation, and also minimize their negative impact elsewhere.
Kate Strong lives a highly active life, showing others through example that a plant-based whole foods diet is healthy, tasty, and available in every corner of the world. Kate shares her view of the vegan plant-based movement.
It's very interesting because when I became vegan, I was living in a remote village in the middle of Australia, and none of my friends actually knew what it was, and neither myself actually. And since then, I've moved back into the UK and been surrounded by hundreds of thousands of people. And even in my time, we've seen a 300% increase in veganism in the UK alone. What's interesting is in the corporate world, is people are now becoming more aware of this V word. And instead of seeing it as antagonists and people who we want to avoid and cross the street for, it's now being embraced. And in corporations in particular, I'm noticing the wordology of what's happening, the shift in language. Before it was a very thinking and logical processes. The system says to do X, we will do X. Now we're allowed to start feeling. How would people feel if we introduced a plant-based day? How could we support them to collaborate? And so it's a really refreshing modality of seeing this shift. But again, it's important to remember people's motivations are very unique. For someone, it might be for the pain of the animals suffering. For someone else, it's the environment. And for somebody else, it might be their health and well-being, or 100 other reasons. It's not about defining the reason why they're doing it, but support them along their journey towards living a more conscious and collaborative life.
Kate's encouraging support of staying in a positive frame of mind and living for the moment inspires many followers to let go of old habits and embrace a higher way of life. She teaches that we are the only ones who can change ourselves today and not to wait for outside circumstances to change first. With this mindset, the outside circumstances change automatically. Her media outlets are updated frequently, as Kate does her utmost best to post inspiring messages and images to create a better world for all beings. She is always looking at better ways to inspire and teach, and helping others to do the same. Kate shares details on her new book called Being Strong and the online courses.
Well, this year I have stepped up and made sure my knowledge is available to as many people as possible. So I offer bespoke coaching as well as a mastermind group where we can get conscious, sustainable individuals together and help each other grow. But I've also got an online vegan business course that I've collaborated with Plant-Based News. And that way people can at their own time explore what is their message and what is the gift they want to bring to their world, whilst also elevating where they currently are in their own life. And I'm also writing a book, as you said, called Being Strong. So it's again, ways of people starting to reflect on themselves, hearing how I did it, not as I think I'm better than anyone, but learning from my mistakes and challenges and knowing that someone was there and they can hold their hand and say, it's okay, tomorrow will be better.
Such dynamic energy. We are deeply grateful for Kate's heartfelt mission to empower people and the world,
inspiring them to grow in positive and loving ways.
For more information about Kate Strong, please visit katestrong.co. Vibrant viewers, thank you for your company today.